Hi folks, today we're just going to review Chapter 6, Skills Review, the end of the chapter Skills Review, especially because there are some discrepancies when working through this chapter that I want to review with you. I'll point them out as we move along, but if you want to follow along with me or give it a try, when you're finished, I still want you to upload this. It's actually the end of the chapter Skills Review 6-60 through 6-63. You'll want to upload all of the files listed in the submission link. To begin, we're going to use the move command. We want to have Illustrator open. We're going to be kind of bouncing back and forth here between my ebook and Illustrator itself. So it wants us to create a new 6x6 document and then save it as polka dot pattern. It's already at 6x6. Many of you will have to change it. And you want to make sure you're at inches. Number of artboards 1. Say OK. Okay. All right. I'm going to make sure we are viewing this here. Just get it in that area. I know it's like lack of real estate here, but that's okay. Create a 2-inch square, then fill it with green. We go here. And create the square, and then go up to the width and the height. 2 by 2. Okay, fill it with green. I'm going to make sure that the stroke is at none. Fill it with a bright green. Bright green I prefer. Remove any stroke, and then it wants us to create a 1/4-inch circle and fill that with white. So make sure you deselect, go back to the rectangle tool. Under the hidden tools, if you click and hold, you will find the ellipse tool. Okay, I'm going to guess here. Ooh, I was close. Not quite. 0.25 tab, 0.25. They want that to be white. So I'll fill that with white. Okay. Align the circle and the square by their center points. Gives us a little hint. Select both the circle and the square, then click the horizontal align. Easy enough. All you have to do is hold down Shift, select them both. My Align panel is open. If yours isn't, go up to Window, move down to Align, and your Align panel should pop up. You want to make sure they are aligned by the horizontal align center, and then also the vertical align center. That's what that step is asking us to do. Deselect all, select the white circle, click Object, point to transform, and then click Move. Now you have a Move menu that comes up. Type -0.5 or -0.5 in the horizontal and -0.5 in the vertical, and then hit copy. That's step 6. Hit copy. It gives us another copy up here, right at the right spot. And then it wants us to keep the new circle selected, click Object on the menu bar again, point to transform, and then click Move. Then it wants us to type 1 in the horizontal and 0 in the vertical, and hit copy. Okay. And then it wants us to do the opposite while keeping these two selected. At the top, go to Object, Transform, Move. We'll do 0, tab, 1, and then copy. Now we have 5 in the middle of that green square. Fill the center circle with any blue swatch that you'd like. Okay. And then save your work. And remember, you know you haven't saved your work in a while if you see this. If you go ahead and hit Control S or Command S on the Mac. You can save. And then you know that goes away, and so does the little star that was up here. Okay, now we're going to create a pattern. Moving forward, deselect all the artwork, then drag it to the swatches panel. Sorry, select all the artwork, then drag it to the swatches panel. Okay, this is where we hit some discrepancies. When we drag it to the swatches panel, it's nice because we see that it adds a swatch of that pattern. However, step 2 tells us to double click the new swatch in the swatches panel. Okay, and see what happens. I want you to all sort of avoid that by deselecting. You can always double click again, but the same thing happens. It's sort of on isolation mode is what happens. So it'll keep going to isolation mode, and I want you to avoid that. So basically, if you do a new swatch instead, if you delete this, and we'll delete it, if you go up to the menu options and swatches, the list arrow, and then you say new swatch, you type in green polka dot and say OK, it will automatically pick up that swatch, especially if you had everything selected. Okay, delete the artwork on the artboard. Okay, it's deleted. And then create a 4-inch square and fill it with the green polka dot pattern. Go to your hidden tools. Interesting enough, it's already filling it with that polka dot pattern. We have a 4x4. And then it tells us to double click the scale tool, then scale only the pattern 25%. Double click the scale tool. You don't want objects, you only want the patterns 25%, and say OK. See, now we have the nice pattern and it's centered within. Deselect. Save your work and go ahead and hit Control S. Now we're going to move down to design a repeating pattern. Hide the 4-inch square. Object, hide, selection. Drag the green polka dot pattern swatch from the swatches panel to the artboard. Here we go. There we go. Step 3, deselect the pattern swatch and draw a diagonal 1-point black line from the bottom left corner to the top right corner. So we'll do that. Okay, and it wants it to be 1 point. Okay, and it's black. Change the stroke color of the line to the shade of green. Okay, we like that. Deselect. Deselect. And then select the line with the selection tool. Now, this is where I had trouble. I did not find that I could even do that, even in outline mode. I was not able to select that because it was a pattern. It wasn't letting me. It became part of the pattern, and that isn't right. So if you go back to preview and instead select it with the direct selection tool, I found that I could create what I wanted then. So this actually should say direct selection tool. Then rotate a copy of the line 90 degrees. Okay, so we have this, and then you want to rotate, double click. You want to just do transform objects, not patterns. You want to rotate a copy 90 degrees. So if you hit copy, See, now you have what you want. Because I'm looking ahead here, I see that's what they want. So now I'm going to deselect. Step 6, click the direct selection tool, select the 5 circles, and then cut them. Okay, and then the quick command key is Control X or Command X on the Mac to cut. You got to make sure that none of those anchor points, that you're not selecting on the anchor point. So you may want to blow that up just a little. Hold down Shift to select more than one object at once. Okay, I have all of those. Command X. Step 7. Click the selection tool, select the 2 green lines, and then paste in front. And I still am unable to select those lines. But since I see that they're sort of object, edit, paste in front. Okay. It still worked. You don't feel like it's, maybe it's that you don't know that they're selected, but they are. Select the green square, click Object, point to Path, Offset Path, type -0.5. Okay, in the offset text, then click OK. All right, so it looks like they're actually grabbing a new square. Cut the new green square, and this is step 9, then paste it in back of the blue circle. Edit, cut, or Command X. Hold on to that blue circle, and then paste in back. Edit, paste in back. Interesting, huh? It worked. So step 10, select all the artwork, Command A or Control A. Press and hold down Alt for Windows or Option for the Mac, and then drag the artwork on top of the green polka dot swatch. Okay? You're copying. You're copying one on top of the other one. So you basically revise that pattern and then dragged and dropped it right on top to make like a revision to it. Delete the artwork from the artboard. Delete it. And then show all. Object, show all. See, it carries those lines into the pattern before it didn't have the pattern. So voila, it works out quite well. Close polka dot save your work and then close polka dot pattern. You guys can continue on to using the pattern options panel, but this has been 6-60 through 6-60. So I did that one page for you, and you have 3 more pages left to do based on some of these functions that you've learned. See you in the next video.